Okay, all right. It is June 12th, 2024. We're streaming live from the Pacific Northwest of the United States in Washington State, right across the river from Oregon. It's the Columbia River, one of the bigger ones in the country. And here's your host, JohnnyNerdOut. Oh, I didn't do the...
You didn't do a thing? There's no crowd going?
Yeah, no, I'll clap for you, though.
Okay, we got one? Okay, cool. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Hope you guys are having a good night. We're going to be talking about e-bikes, everything, electric vehicles, everything. I don't know, what else are we going to be talking about? A bunch of nerdy stuff. So if you're a nerd and you're into this stuff, sit down, get comfortable. If you got questions, you got a comment, you got a hot take on something, you got some hot news that you want to share, go ahead and get down to the comments below. Be a part of the show. And we got a lot of stuff going on. Shane's going to get us into some news here. He's going to kick us off. And then we're going to be taking possibly some live calls later. If you guys want to feel gutsy and you want to call in, you want to do like a consultation, you want to get a free consultation, you want to know what you want to build, or you got some hot news, go ahead, call in. We're going to be putting up a number later on that you could just call in. And we're just going to be kicking it tonight and talking e-bikes and small electric vehicles, stuff like that. Who do we got? Who we got joining us tonight?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
The other guy?
I'm asking them. Who's here?
Oh, who's here?
I'm asking everybody who's here.
Tim's here. Michael's
Dog?
here. He says
Michael?
He's got all the parts to put his motor back together. That's good. I think he's the white caulking around the wires
Michael.
needed.
Yeah. Michael's been. I saw he was on Discord. I saw he was. I forget what was your problem. You were having something to do with. You had some BBS HD parts. You had a bunch of internals. I know I shipped you, and I'm trying to remember what the problem was. But hopefully.
Do you eat breakfast? What do you eat?
Yeah, try to do every morning.
Like every morning?
Mm-hmm.
Like what time is breakfast for you?
7:30.
I can never eat that early.
Why is that?
I don't know. I usually get hungry on like 11 or 12. I don't know. But I guess I could just like eat anything for breakfast. Just not lunch or dinner.
That's a good point.
Luke's here. John, Los Spartados. All right. You guys want to do Z Black Rider. Do you want to do news?
Yeah, you want to jump right into it? Shane's got some news for us. Take it away, Shane.
This is too long. All right, let's go into some news. Let's see what I have here. What was the guy's name? What's the congressman in Oregon? Do you know?
I'm not that political.
You don't know that
savvy.
congressman from Oregon?
If I saw their name, I might.
Let me see. Earl Blumenauer.
I wouldn't know
Earl Blumenauer.
Would not know it.
Anyway, so he wants to. He's kind of like an old dude. I guess it's just general for people in Congress. They're always kind of getting old, but he's got like one last stand. He wants to pass a bill that's gonna, bring bike manufacturing back to the United States. It's hard to find like a bike made in America.
Which is weird. It is kind of weird. A bicycle is it's an easy thing to build. There's not much to it. It's very simple, and it's weird.
Let's see. China captured 86% of the U.S. bike market. Yeah. So anyway, that's what Earl Blumenauer. That was nice to see. He's from Oregon. Let's see. What was the bill includes measures such as suspending tariffs. So that was another thing. So suspending tariffs on bike components, so you can still get. So if there's a bike manufacturer here in the United States, still get the components they need.
Still put the Shimano components on it, the wheels, tires. You don't have to build everything. You just got to build your own frames.
Yep. Tax credits for domestically manufactured e-bikes. And offering low-interest loans for bike manufacturers.
That is interesting. Like, what are they considering, a domestically made bike? whatever it is, like what percentage of it is it? Just the frame, or does it have to be? I don't know. That's interesting.
You have to buy more parts. You just have to do more assembling.
You just have to.
You have to assemble it more. Anyway, so Earl believes that promoting domestic bike production could help reduce carbon emissions, promote sustainable transportation.
Cool. Yeah.
Yada yada.
I think he's right.
I believe in him.
I believe in Earl. Believe in Earl.
Let's go, Earl. He is a 75-year-old Democrat. He's almost going to retire, so it looks like he's just trying to get this. This is like going to be his last hurrah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about old Earl.
I saw that he says that he's trying to end a loophole of letting cheap Chinese. What is that loophole? Is there a loophole right there? Blue Mauer, right there, top one.
Oh, close the loophole.
Close the loophole. I didn't know there was a loophole available. Like there was a loophole. I thought it was just like, hey, you could buy a crappy made e-bike or battery, or you could buy a nice one, and the price is going to reflect it.
I don't know. Maybe they're just. I could open up this link and see what they're talking about, but.
It says he wants to give Americans $1,500 towards an e-bike. I don't get excited about that until I see e-bike kits. Then I'm excited because now I'm like, all right, now we're talking about like good, excellent quality stuff.
Yeah. All right, and then in the rest of the world, let's see. Oh, okay. So there was the micromobility in Amsterdam. So it was Micromobility Europe. Happened in Amsterdam, and they had a bike there it was called Hydro Ride Europe AG was the company, but they have a hydrogen bike, so basically replacing the lithium ion batteries with hydrogen fuel cells instead of regular lithium batteries. So I don't know. From reading the article, it doesn't seem like this is anything that's going to be
show the picture of
the bike.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that cute, but
it looks like, I don't know. It looks pretty monstrous, but I'm kind of curious how they're converting that. There's got to be like an engine in there that's converting the hydrogen into, Toyota was a big proponent of hydrogen fuel cells for a while. They were betting on that for a while. I think they actually made one. It was like I can't remember the name of it now. They made I think it actually came to market. It was a hydrogen fuel cell car, and they were saying like this is going to be, because hydrogen I think is like the number one atom, molecule.
It's molecule number one.
Yeah, it's like the most abundant. So I think the what is it? The exhaust is just water. So it seems like a no-brainer for a car, but I don't know about if a bicycle, if that makes sense, or if that's just more of a
it's hydrogen fuel cells though, so it's not like going to be running.
But the fuel cell generally gets pumped into like a motor or something, and I don't know. I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works. I can't remember, but
anyway, so the bike itself's not that exciting, but at least it's something kind of just new as far as
it's probably more of a novelty
goes. Yeah,
but still kind of cool. It might find a niche market somewhere, like maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like somewhere where that would make sense over an electric battery. Because a small electric battery is not super taxing on the environment. To create a small battery, it's not super taxing. But big car batteries are.
They did say that the hydrogen would be generated using a small electrolysis machine. So you charge your batteries at home, but you're pushing in the hydrogen using a machine to do it.
All right.
Anyways, so that was I have to look more into the Micromobility Europe. I know they had probably a lot going on there. Maybe next week we'll talk more about that. This is the company that did that. High Ride. Let's move on. Paris. So what did they say? 40% decline in air pollution, according to city officials. They're getting ready for the Olympics over there. So basically they're trying to get everybody riding their bikes in Paris. So good for them. Good for Paris. They're doing it. I don't know. You want to talk any more about Paris?
You know my thoughts on Paris.
Paris has closed over 100 streets to motor vehicles, increased parking fees for SUVs, removed parking spots, and built extensive bike lanes. These measures have led to a 40% decline in air pollution.
That's cool. I wonder if it was brought on by the legislators and then, the common folk were like, fine. Or was it the opposite? Was it common folk were just, they naturally did it or they just did it themselves? I don't know. I mean, I feel like Europeans are, when it comes to stuff like this, I feel like they're way ahead of us. And even Asian countries are way ahead of us, like adopting bicycles and e-bikes. America is still way behind, probably like 15 years behind a lot of people.
Hey, we're trying though.
Are we?
We're giving it the old college try.
Yeah, maybe. I think Americans really like their comfort like way more than everybody else. That we like to be comfort first, and then okay, now if it helps everybody else,
yeah,
I think second for the most people. But who knows? Maybe I'm being overgeneralized, but. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's awesome. I love bike centric cities. There's something about it that just seems really awesome.
Yeah. All right. Now, where's the Dutch from again? I think you told me, and I forgot.
That's the Denmark, right?
Denmark. 54% of Dutch people ride an electric bicycle.
Wow, that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
And 61% over 55.
Yeah, 61% of people over 55 chose an e-bike, while those under 35, the figure is 51%.
That's still really high. Yeah, that's awesome.
Over half the people over there just riding an electric bike.
Yeah, the majority.
Yeah.
Now imagine if in America was like that. If we were all just, hey, and how much money would we save on our commute? I wonder how much money people spend on their car for gas, insurance, repairs, everything.
Yeah.
Like if you add it up, it's probably at least minimum like $10,000 a year on average.
I mean, even if just like cities got to that point, like I don't know.
Yeah, maybe if you're out in
Chicago,
rural,
like cut down some of the roads and everyone just get a bike.
Just anytime there's like a 4-lane road, put it down to 2 for cars and make that one just for bikes. It'd be interesting. E-bikes and raise that speed limit. Let e-bikes do 35.
Yeah.
No problem.
But I don't know what's the weather like in Denmark. Is it?
Yeah, it must be like really moderate or something. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about too. I'm like, I don't know. Here it just rains 8 months a year. I don't know if people are going to want to do that. But Portland's kind of crazy. I mean, people ride here. This is like bike capital of America pretty much, and it rains 8 months a year. But even still,
get a poncho. You just get a poncho and there's like the things like you put over your hands and your leg. There's plenty of gear out there that can be used to protect yourself.
Yeah. All right, so let's chime in. I know I saw a comment on there earlier, and somebody else had. Oh, maybe he was my consultation earlier today. I don't know, but on my consultation earlier today, somebody was asking me about how Biden's new tariffs are going to affect e-bike components because I guess they're taking effect like within a couple days or something like that. Have you heard anything about that?
Nothing new.
I don't know.
I don't the same.
Yeah, and I don't know when it's taking place, what it's going to affect, because I know they're trying to do it on e-bikes, but I sell e-bike parts and components, so it's kind of different. It's kind of like a weird, maybe it goes under the radar. I don't know, but we'll see. Because if it's 100% tariff, then expect prices to double.
Sorry to interrupt you. Dutch or Netherlands? What were you saying, Denmark?
Whatever.
Danes are from Denmark.
Danes?
I don't know. That's what Hernando says.
The Dutch.
Whatever.
I don't. Either way, they're
over
cool.
There. That's like the same area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what were you saying? The tariffs?
So there's tariffs coming up. I don't know. Can you find something on that? I don't know if that's a thing, but I don't know if when they're coming in. Well, now I want to look it up. I want to see like when.
What's the keywords here?
Biden e-bike
screws
tariffs
over Americans.
Once again,
there goes Biden, ruining the country.
But I don't know.
Wait, okay. So what is it? Just e-bike
tariffs?
E-bike tariffs.
So either way, I don't think it's going to affect my business because if it raises this, it's going to raise everything will just go up, so it doesn't matter. It's not like there's one company that's still going to keep super low prices and one's not. So.
This says that e-bike batteries will be subject to new 25% tariff starting in 2026.
Yeah.
Jump from the 7.5% tax currently levied on these products. I don't know. Why do we have to? Never mind. I was like gonna try to get to political stuff. I just hate seeing whoever the president is, their name in front of the thing.
I know it's yeah.
And that
because then it politicizes it. It takes it away from what is actually going on.
Yeah.
Whether you're a Biden person or a Trump person, it doesn't matter. It's what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Can we just isolate it? Yeah. Let me see. What else was there?
Are we saying tariffs or tariffs? Tariffs or tariffs?
Tariffs? No, we're saying tariffs.
Tariffs.
Somebody else had something here.
What? Who? So Benji's here. James is here. Hey, James Harrison. Cybler.
Oh, terrorists. I see what you're saying.
Oh, you're sitting there
I'm a slow reader. I'm reading it on my.
You're live right now.
Oh crap! I was reading a book real quick.
What are you?
Okay,
what else is going on?
I'll go talk about shop news. We got some. The 2.7 motors are arriving back. I've been out of stock on them for 2 or 3 weeks probably. I got an order of them coming in. I got the tracking number, so hopefully I don't get held up by customs for too long. Man, whenever my supplier ship me stuff by FedEx, it always gets hung up in customs forever. And FedEx always messages me and they're like, we need to know this stuff, and I'm like, it's written on the thing, and they're like, oh, okay, now we see it, and then they do it. I don't know why. I'm not a fan of FedEx. But anyways, but 2.7 should be coming. I'm hoping this week, if not next week. So that's exciting. I'm really excited now that they've got their firmware kind of figured out. I think that's going to be a good motor. I was thinking about this the other day, and I wanted to post a poll on YouTube to see what everybody thought about is, once the dust settles, in 2 years, I would say, in 2 years when the dust settles, what motor is going to be perceived as this is the best motor? I would still say the BBS 02 and HD that's been number 1 and 2 for the last 15 years, I would say. But now there's a lot of competition, and for some people the BBS 02 or HD doesn't quite check all those marks. So I do wonder, in 2 years, we're not talking 5-10 years, but in 2 years, is the DMO2, DMO1, is the CYC Stealth, is the Photon, what motor is going to be seen? Is the Proton? I mean, I think a lot of people think about the Proton because it's not out yet, and they're theorizing what it's going to be, and they're making up stories of what it's going to be, and it could be. It's supposed to be like a BBS HD killer. So the Proton possibly might be the best motor, in 2 years. But I'm just, I don't know. I'm curious. I wanted to put that to a poll and see what people who are actually riding and actually know the motor systems, what they think about.
Luke says that BBS HD is the best motor.
And you know what? For a lot of people, it still is, which is crazy. It's been out for, 10, 15 years, and it still is the best motor for a lot of people. That just, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, that's kudos to Bafang for making it how it is.
Mm-hmm. Good.
The only motor that I could see, Luke, in the next 2 years is possibly that DMO1. The DMO1, it could, especially if they make some tweaks to it and they make the programming easier, and they come out with a really good display or something like that makes tweaking that motor really easy. If they had a Bluetooth app, if they could combine the DMO1 with so the DMO1's performance and price with CYC's app, that you could just make it. I think that would probably be the one that would take over the BBS HD as hands down. But besides that, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, what else do we got here? Who else is talking?
Wait, what's the shop news? You have something going on in the shop?
2.7.
2.7.
2.7's coming back in stock.
Oh, okay. I wasn't.
Hopefully this week. So we'll be getting the DMO
Which
ones and
DMO
DMO 2s.
ones and 2s.
Of all the different bottom bracket sizes too.
All the sizes.
Which I'm excited.
Did you say something about the 120 millimeter? Because what's with the 110? Is that still?
That's the 110. It's a 100. It's dumb.
It's just a
So
100.
we're gonna get same thing like Bafang's 68, 100, and 120.
So, but they listed as 110.
Yeah,
instead of 100.
it's dumb. It's confusing. So I've kind of changed that up on my
Is it actually
website.
the same? Like it measures 100?
100, yeah. It's the same. I mean, when the threads start, it's 100 millimeters to the motor casing. So
Right.
I think they were going off of the end of the threads because you get like 10 millimeters of threads.
Yeah.
Actually, you get more than that. It's like 115 millimeters if you go to the end. So it's really confusing. So I kind of cleaned up my website a little bit. I made it 68, 100, 120.
Yeah.
Still no 120s for the DMO2, the 500 watt motor, but they do have them in 100 millimeter. So you could put those on some fat bikes, which is kind of interesting.
All right.
Which might be a good fit for some people.
What about anything new with the? What was that torque sensing motor Bafang came out with?
Oh, the M635, M435.
Is that still? Do people? Are we still?
I think it's
talking. Are we still talking about that?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think what it's gonna be for some people, it's gonna be okay. For some people, they don't want to be able to go in and make changes, and they don't need to. And I think it's gonna be okay for them. I think it'll be like the answer when people want like a Bros motor or a Bosch motor or a Yamaha, and they're over the roof over the torque sensing of that, and they don't care about not being able to get in and program it. Like all these pre-made e-bikes, you can't get in and change it. So clearly, the overwhelmingly vast majority of people are okay with not getting in and tinkering with stuff. But I think when you're getting into DIY, building it yourself, that's a big feature, is being able to get in and tweak around and just make changes. So it is an interesting take because you're now building something yourself, but now you're not able to tinker with it. So I still think that there's still going to be a lot of people that are okay with that. They want to build it, but they don't want to. They're like, it's fine. And I do think with a torque sensing motor, it's not as important to be able to tweak it. With a cadence sensing motor, I think 100%. If they came out with a cadence sensing motor that you were not able to go in and change power settings and, ramp up power, that would be like absolutely insane. But torque sensing, you kind of have your built-in throttle in your pedal, like with the torque and stuff. So I don't know. There's a lot going in.
Right on. And then what about CYC? Everything's the same. We got the same there.
Yeah, nothing going on. Just hold steady, waiting for that Proton to come out. I mean, that's going to be the sleeping giant in the hills.
Are we really waiting? Are you waiting? Have you been thinking
I'm excited
about
it. Yeah, I'm excited to hear about it. They're going after the BBS HD, they said.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's going to be the answer to it. Like the Photon is the answer to the O2.
What was their timeline on the Proton? They said
probably like early next year, 2025, maybe. But that means probably next summer. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't. But I'm glad that they're taking their time. They're not rushing it. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, this is all at the top of my head.
Oh man, hey, wait, what?
What else do we carry? So as far as motors go, we got 2.7 CYC. Oh, the Tongsheng. Tongsheng's just.
Yeah, Tongsheng's still just there.
Yes, they're
like, we're not going to change anything to what we've done. We put out like a workable motor.
But we've been messing around. Did you get a chance to try out the open source firmware?
No, but you did.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I didn't because it's it was your motor, so I didn't like hit the flash button. So I was just messing around with the. I found this like the software and.
But how easy was it to kind of mess around with?
It seems easy. I mean, I think that it's easy for me a little just because I don't know. I mean, like when like cell phones were coming out, like becoming smartphones, there's like you root a phone or whatever. So and like flash things. Yeah. So like I have like this very little like limited experience, so it's easy enough for someone like me. But I don't know. It just depends on how good you are on your computers and how much stuff you want to download and like. I mean, because all the steps are out there to do it.
Yeah.
But I have heard that it just makes the experience with the Tongsheng better.
Yeah, I mean, our friend that came to our event last month or whatever, like they were swearing by it. Like you get the Tongsheng and you get the OSF firmware, and it's just like it's a completely different beast, and it's So it's like, okay. And then I've had other people say the opposite, like, oh, the OSF firmware is garbage. It's just, so
really?
it's like, I don't know.
You've had somebody say that?
Yeah, I've had a few people say that. So I think it really depends on the person. Like, you talk to one person, and it really depends.
Yeah. I'd like to see a fate, because, Tongsheng's the OG
Cheap torque sensing.
And how long has that motor been around?
Man, I don't know. Probably 7-8 years, maybe?
Yeah. Just as long. I feel like
at least 6 years.
For as long as it's been around, I feel like it's holding up as far
Yeah.
as reliability goes.
Yeah, they haven't really come out with a lot of features or upgrades. It feels like they released it and then they just kind of left it.
Yeah.
Like,
so
okay.
So 2.7, how are they related to Tongsheng again?
I believe one of like the lead designers, like one used to like helped design Tongsheng.
Yeah.
And then left and went over to 2.7, helped them design, is what I believe. I get it, but there was one person from Tongsheng. Now they're over here. How integrated they were, how big they were, I'm not 100% sure, but I'd say that the 2.7 has more design cues from the Bafang than it does from Tongsheng.
Yeah.
But
all right.
I don't know.
Theobald. Sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing that. I was wondering if you're going to do a build video on the 2.7 motor.
Build as far as like install video, or are you talking about breakdown?
Have we shown one that we've converted yet? With a 2.7?
I did a sneak peek. No, I need to. I need to. Yeah, I need to convert one and then make a video on it. I should probably. Part of me wants to take a motor off of one of my bikes and then put it on there just so I have it, because I am excited about these 2.7s just so I'm riding it. But
I feel like you've had enough experience with the Photon, right?
Yeah,
might as well.
Yeah, maybe
switch it out.
Yeah.
Z Black Rider said that there's somebody that they're building a $3 billion battery refiner near him. I was just wondering where's that at?
Where is the U?
Where is this battery refinery? Yeah,
I think that's going to be the next thing, is just battery cell infrastructure and making. We need to have an American. I think there is a U.S. based cell manufacturer, because I get people send me stuff all the time and I'm trying to remember. Somebody sent me one. I want to say it was somewhere in New York, but I haven't heard anything from them since, so I don't know if it's just taken forever, if it just takes a long time to design and manufacture battery cells. I'm sure they do. But yeah, that would be cool if we get like a US made, something that could put out good power. I'm thinking of the oh man, what am I thinking of? The battery Bicycle Motor Works uses their polycell.
Yeah.
Or molycell, sorry. Molycell based cells they just came out with another cell too. I don't know if we talked about that last week. Molycell. They came out with new cells that are they'll put out, I forget what it was. It was 50 amps per cell or something like that. It was something crazy. And which means that you could put together a battery pack, which is awesome for motorcycles. As soon as I saw that, I was like, well, this means a 200 amp output in a small form factor, which means, you could just put it on any bike, get something that can put out 200 amps at 72 volts. That would be 15,000 watt output. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so Thibault Vincent, video. So the installation process.
It's just like the Bafang. I thought about doing that. I keep thinking about the only thing that's a little bit different is the CYC Photon. I would say is slightly different, but the 2.7, it's almost the exact same thing as the Bafang. So watch the Bafang video. It's the same. Same thing with the Tongsheng. I mean, it's very similar. There's not a whole lot. They have the same thing where you got the axle on the motor, you slide it through the bottom bracket, you put on the lock ring, tighten it down, try to run cables through it, and everything else is the same. It's got the same Hygo connectors. Yeah. Benji, the molycell, I think that's what it was, the P50B. Yeah, 100 amp peak continuous or something like that, or 100 amp peak. That's insane. I mean, that's huge. You put 5 of those, that's 500 amps. But yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy where we're going with battery tech. You could get we're now blowing gasoline out of the water as far as like power output, just not energy density, and that's two totally different things. There's power, it's like a specific power, and then there's like I forget what the other rated thing is. I'm getting my nomenclature all messed up, but energy density is how big the gas tank is, and then the power output is just how much horsepower does this thing have, not how long it could do that for, because these batteries just can't really. They can't put them out for very long, but they could do it for a little bit. Crazy horsepower. So they could do 0 to 60 in like 0 to 60 runs all day long. But
I was seeing some folks talking about the chain rings for 2.7.
Oh yeah, I know. There's no narrow wides. I keep thinking, I'm like, man, I wish that Lecky would jump. I know Lecky's going to be making some CYC stuff for photons, which is going to be really cool. Even though I feel like the Photon has really good chain line out of the gate. Like the chain lines on the Photons are awesome. You almost don't need an offset chain ring, but it's cool that Lecky is getting in the foray and they're going to be doing stuff. I'm sure that they'll just be making it better.
Hey, Brian Thompson made it.
Hey, better late than never.
Glad he's here. So wait, did you say something about a motorcycle motor or something? There's a motor.
Oh, yeah. That's other shop news. Thank you. So I am getting some. They're motorcycle motors, but they have a 4-speed internal gearbox into the motor, which is huge. So I mean, it's for motorcycle applications. It's not for a bike because you're gonna have like the shifter on the motor and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be trying that out. Hopefully, I don't get a box with a bunch of bricks in it. But yeah, I've been watching some videos on people that have used it, like in Asia and Russia and stuff. Russia is Asia, I think now. I'm not sure, but I don't know.
Do they do this?
Where's our geography person? Where's our geography expert? Told us that the Dutch is not Danish, but this thing is just like eating up the trails. I mean, it's just like crazy power. They're only rated at 3,000 watts, so it's not crazy power. 72 volt, like 30 amps. It's not going to be a super high output thing, but you're able to use the transmission to really pinpoint where that power is going. So for a small motorcycle,
what's it called?
I don't even know.
You don't know the name of it?
I don't. No, it's like literally like.
And you have 2 on the way or something?
Supposedly I have 2 on the way.
Where did you find? Who's selling this? Like...
Alibaba. You get all the best stuff on Alibaba.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've
Breaking
been messaging.
News.
Yeah, buying stuff. I know. I'm like, it's gonna be September, and I'm gonna be like, where are those motors? And then I'm gonna go try to message them. And they're like, this seller no longer is.
Yeah.
You got me.
Got him.
I should have just ordered 1 motor. Tried that.
All right, if I wanted to Google, so it's got gear. It's got
type
gear.
Electric motor 4-speed gearbox.
All right, and then whatever you were saying when I cut you off.
So yeah, it'll run 72 volts, 30 amps, I think, which isn't a whole lot, maybe 35 amps tops. Where it's not super powerful, but it will fit in like a smaller. Like I got a Honda CT 110. That would be perfect to swap that out. The bike weighs like maybe 200 pounds right now. So if I take the gas motor out, that'll probably save 80 pounds, 90 pounds. Yeah, pretty much this. That's pretty much it. That's what supposedly I have coming. But we'll see. Maybe that's
so like a dirt bike conversion.
Look at that. Oh, I was gonna say, I think
this is from 2000. Oh, wait.
No, that's what I thought.
2022.
Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, so we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I'm gonna try them out. If I could get them, that's what I wanted to get, the Denzel. So click on that one. Denzel is a company that supposedly makes these motors. But I've been messaging them. I've been trying every which way to get in touch with them. I don't think that they're an actual company, or they just do not have a mailbox. But I really wanted to go with theirs. They're GB200, I believe. Because, I mean, that would be huge. Because right now on my motorcycle, it's a single speed. Yeah, look at that. That looks freaking clean.
Yeah, no, it does.
So I'm excited. This is what I've been like salivating over for a long time, couple years. I'm like, there's got to be a motorcycle motor. How do you hook up a transmission to it to get usable power? You really just need at least a 2-speed. A 2-speed would be awesome. Some sort of gear reduction for hill climbing and super tough off-road. And then something for on-road, a higher gearing. Yeah. But this one's got a 4-speed, so I'm like, this is going to be awesome. yeah, some
Cool.
of those, I don't know. So I'm excited about that. We'll see. I'll try to keep you all posted. I don't know. Yeah, Seibler is talking about using a pit bike for a build. I want something street legal. I want to be able to use it. I want to put like some actual miles on it, and I want to. I'd rather not just have something that I could just take to the pit or camping or around the neighborhood. I want something that I could go out, take on the highway, essentially. Something that'll do 60 plus. So.
We found something on Craigslist, I think.
Yeah, you want to do a bike find?
Let's see. I think so. What are you doing? You want to do it?
Yeah, you want.
Neighborhood bike finds. That was it.
That's our find.
Neighborhood bike finds.
Hey, that bike looks familiar. So today we found the North Rock XC00. For $180, that's a really good price, and it looks like it's in pretty decent shape. Obviously, I would put a BBS HD 100mm motor on there. However, you could put a DMO2 100mm motor on there too, and that thing starts at like just under $350 for that motor. So if you already have a battery on another bike, that would be what, $500 all in for this bike and another motor? For $500, you could have a pretty killer e-bike.
180.
Yeah. So for like $330 plus 180 for this bike, $500 for motor and bike.
Yeah, looks like it's in good condition. Where's it at?
Portland, somewhere up.
Oh, over in the burbs.
Yeah.
A little bit of a drive.
Who's
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
there? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you got to cut and like, but you're not calculating gas to go pick that bike up.
Forget it. Forget about it.
Rush hour traffic.
But that's if you're looking for a decent, especially if you're looking for a fat bike, $180 for a decent one is really hard to find. Usually the old steel Dolomites usually run about that for that. And I would say this is a better bike than the old steel Dolomites. Even though some people really want the steel, but if you don't need the steel, this is a better bike overall for sure.
Don't we have one of these sitting?
Yeah, we do still have one of those brand new in the box here at the shop.
The same bike? It looks different, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
have
this
the
one's
red.
a little bit different. Ours doesn't have the red. This must be a little bit of an older one. Maybe it's like a couple of years old.
Same size like wheels though, right?
And this one's a little bit more
Tires.
black. I think ours is like
Oh,
they
it's got
switched
gray.
them over the years. Yeah, it's a little bit more gray. But pretty good bike. If somebody's looking for something, go ahead, hit them up.
Get them up, and then if you want, you could bring it over to us, and we'll convert it for you.
We'll do all the work for you. Look at that, $180. It's been up there for 11 days. I bet you they'd take $150.
That's true.
Tell them
I
Johnny
bet you
Nerdouts
if you
sent
offer
ya.
them 100,
Yeah, I'd be like, dude, all I got is $100.
but I'll get it right now.
I'll take it right now.
People do that.
I'll take it right now.
I have $100 right now.
Right now. And then you're like, sure. And then they never respond again. You're like,
Yeah,
what happened?
yeah. Bring that 100 over.
Yeah. Egg Rider would not work with a 2.7. Sorry. The Egg Rider works with Bafang. I get asked that all the time. It's like, hey, I got this Bafang, or I got this whatever hub motor. It looks like a Bafang. Will this work with it? And sometimes they do. Sometimes people respond with me and they'll say, yeah, I got that Egg Rider and it worked with it. Sometimes it don't. I don't know. We need to put like a spreadsheet and find out what motor systems the Egg Rider actually does work with. All I know is it works with the Bafang mid drives, for sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines.
Oh yeah. See if anybody wants to call in.
If you want to call in, feel free. If you want to talk about anything electric bike related, that's cool.
Yeah, Luke, I think word is that a bigger Egg Rider is on the way. So you got those old
But-
eyes.
I mean, you could just mount your phone, right? I mean,
Yeah, just use your phone as the display too. That's true. Just
Yeah.
do you use your display with your?
I have my display and my phone. I like displays, so
Oh.
if I could get even a third display out
You
there,
got like a whole work surface up
Yeah,
there.
it's like a-
you need a mouse too
Yeah.
to like go across all your
It's a-
e-bike displays.
it's a dashboard. That's something that we're talking about because that makes me think of the idea of us like streaming, like while we're like on a bike ride.
That would be cool. Yeah, we've been trying to burn some calories, trying to think of how we could do that. Go like on a Thursday night ride or something.
Like
and
if
then,
I just had a whole setup, like basically this desk on the front of my bike,
uh-huh.
and then find a way to then get some microphones.
We could use our phone as a hotspot, I'm sure, and
Yeah.
just I don't know how these inputs are going to go into the computer.
It'll just be bouncing around and
Sure, the laptop runs off battery. We'll just have to do like a 20-minute episode.
yeah.
Benji was asking me about the high voltage collab. I did reach out to them. I'm kind of just waiting to hear back from them. It seemed like they weren't totally sure if it would work out because they said they kind of make things like per order. And so I was like, oh, I'd love to carry your stuff or whatever, but they're like, I don't know if that makes sense because it might. So, anyways, ball's in their court. I said whatever makes sense. I would love to carry pretty much anything you guys are making. I would just love to carry it and make videos about it. So, yeah, I'm kind of waiting to hear back from them. Maybe I should poke them again and say, hey, you guys wanna sell me some stuff? Yeah, Egg Rider's not gonna work with the 2.7. Nothing pretty much is going to work with the 2.7, unfortunately. 2.7 uses like its own language. It's almost like Linux. Like you can't buy Mac stuff and expect it to work with it. So anything, displays, throttles, all that stuff, brakes, it all has to be 2.7. CYC and Bafang all work together for the most part, like brakes, throttles, and all that. So, I don't know. The lightning rods kit, I would
Lightning rods build. What's like?
pull up the lightning rods website. I haven't seen them in a while. I don't know. I'm trying to keep my life kind of simple, not having too many SKUs. I already have, I think, the most SKUs, the most motor options of any reseller. And I understand why people don't want to do that. They want to specialize.
Is it a mid-drive motor? What?
Yeah, lightning rods. Yeah, they've been around for a while.
So this is what I was actually going to ask you when we were talking about the motors that we carry. Is what's like the next, like most asked about?
Probably lightning rods, I would say. Every once in a while, there's the.
This isn't their website.
Oh, it's like Paradox. What's the other one? There's another motor company.
Do they have a?
But they're super expensive. They're like $2,500, and I don't know how they expect.
I'm not finding the.
Kinetics, that's the name of the one that I was thinking of, and I think I reached out to them to see if they would like, hey, I want to like, what does a dealership look like with you guys? And it was still even like my cost. It was like, this is my cost. Like I can't sell this for anything. Even what I'm buying it for is too much. So it is kind of like a tricky thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're pretty much like Cyclones. I think that's why I kind of wasn't totally into it.
Do we still have a Cyclone sitting in this?
I got a couple Cyclones.
Yeah.
They're not brand new in box, but they're kind of used. And I feel bad because somebody was like, hey, I want to buy them. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me get the stuff. And then I lost the email. I'm like, where's that email chain? So, I don't know. They just remind me too much of Cyclone. And Cyclone kind of put a bad taste in my mouth a little bit just because it's. But I still like the Cyclone part of me. But I don't know. I feel like the X1 Pro is just going to be my motor to go to. If you need something to put out crazy power, go the X1 Pro. But interesting motor though, for sure. For the right person, it makes sense.
What's another one? What was the other motor you said?
Kinetics. I want to say it's Kinetics Paradox or something like that. Kinetics mid drive. If you just type in that, it's like KINETIX, I believe.
Oh, they have a website.
Hey.
That's not bad either. Look at that. Look, you got that guy going.
Yeah. Yeah, Hermes, I think that's it.
They got a wait list. So
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's the Hermes. But see if it'll show you how much it is. That's 3,000 euros. I don't know how much it is. Oh, but I guess it comes. Oh, I forget. I think that's what it is. The battery is like built into it or something like that. I forget. But it was a lot. It was just a lot for what it was. And I was like, I can't sell anything that I'm not a fan of. Maybe I could be convinced that I do need to be a fan of this, but my first gut is I'm not really a fan. I'm not interested. And there's another motor kit. There's one. It's like it runs the rotor. Again, I'm just not like interested in it. I'm just for the price and for what it does. I don't know. It runs off your brake rotor and it powers your bike from there.
Akira says, after buying my first e-bike 8 years ago, I got rid of my second car. That's what's up.
Nice.
Yeah,
Luke, lightning rods does seem to be big and strong, and that's kind of like same thing with Cyclone, and that's the one thing where I'm like, yeah, you could pump a lot of power to this and still kind of be all right. Isn't it? You're not going to blow it up, and that's the one thing about the Cyclone is even if you did blow it up, you take it apart, and it's super easy to work on. You get planetary gears right there. It's like $30 for a set of planetary gears, and it's like that and the actual stator and rotor, and that's it. So it's super easy to work on, but it's just a really dumb system. And I've talked about this at length. I wanted to work on getting a controller made for the Cyclone that made it up into like the 21st century, but I just never did that. I wanted to work with Grin to use their controller, but the price at that point it ended up being like $900, and it was just, I don't know. Let's see, Cyclones quality. Yeah, Cyclones, man. Every time I would sell a Cyclone, I would get an email saying, "Man, there's like grease everywhere. This motor looks used," or this, and I was like, "It's not used. It's this. This is how it came from the factory. This was their quality control." And I would get so many people that just had problems. They were like, "I can't. It's not working. It just doesn't work. It won't even power on. It won't run." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Okay, like, send it back to me." I'm like, "You tried this?" And yeah, trust me, it just doesn't work. And I get it, and I plug it in, and it would power right up. So it was like, it's not plug and play like the Bafangs and all these other motors are.
King Wolf 15. I'm gonna read the question, but I don't understand it yet. All right, what U option on the Wired Freedom Hentac hub motor? 45 amps too much for the new controller.
What would you option on the Wired Freedom? I think Wired Freedom that's a bike. I think we talked about it like a couple months ago. I don't know what the Hentac hub motor. He probably got a new controller for it. I think he got a new 45 amp controller. You would want to make sure that your battery can put out 45 amps first.
Got it. I'll let you know. Yeah.
But other than that, you could use 45 amps pretty much. I'm assuming if it was like a 25 or 30 amp rated motor, you could run 45 amps. Just be careful with it. I mean, you can do it. Motors can handle it, but if you're running it constantly, that motor's just going to burn out faster if it's not rated for that power.
I like this hot take from I only know what I am taught. Bicycles pedaled will save the planet. Lithium will do more harm.
I don't. Well,
bicycles pedaled isn't replacing cars.
Yeah, yes. If pedaled bicycles replaced cars, absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, lithium, yes, it is costly. There's a cost to it. You're digging stuff up, you're mining it, you're using these big diesel trucks to get it, and you're moving the where the waste is, where the carbon emissions are, and all that. I would much rather have it in a lithium battery than out of a tailpipe. Like, so when I'm riding my bike, I'm not like, man, you ever go by like a garbage truck or like even a big diesel truck that goes by you, and you're like, or an old car or something. I mean, it's gross. I'm like, man,
That's comfortable American in you. You just don't like the way it smells, and
it's bad for your lungs. That's a health.
It looks.
Yeah, I don't like the way it makes my lungs look.
Dude, you're just too comfortable.
Yeah, right. Too comfortable with your lungs.
You know, it doesn't kill you.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big environmental cost to batteries, but e-bike batteries, obviously, the more cells you're using, the bigger the cost. The smaller amount, the less environmental cost.
I want more of that. I want some more comments that are just like, it's a little bit challenging, because everybody in the comments is just like, you know, we're all on the same page. We're all talking about. We all know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If you're watching right now and you guys are just thinking these guys are bullshit. Let us know.
Throw us whatever. We're not here to just be the friendly crowd, the home court advantage. Like, challenge us a little bit. So yeah, appreciate that. I only know what I am taught. I kind of like that handle name too.
Yeah.
I go down that rabbit hole a lot about what we've been taught and like, do you trust your teachers? And you know. I don't know. There's a lot of, the victors always tell history.
Oh.
We're always told history by who won the war, essentially.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Whoever's writing the books is telling us that, and it's
Winners.
not that I'm against knowledge. I'm not trying to like fumigate it. I'm not trying to like, but it is.
You don't know what you don't know.
That's true. All right. Let's see.
Michael says his POS city commuter is 10 times as efficient as a Tesla model. I'm okay with the carbon footprint.
I bet you it's probably more than 10 times. I think you're cutting yourself short even. It depends. I mean, I don't know. You might be a madman sometime and just full throttle it. But those Teslas are getting like, what, 300 watt hours a mile? So that's assuming you're getting 30 watt hours a mile. 30 watt hours a mile, that's pretty aggressive riding, I would say, on average. But yeah, I'd say most people are probably doing like 20 watt hours a mile if you're just kind of doing like 18, 20 miles per hour and you're pedaling. So you're probably most people are about 15 times more efficient than a Tesla.
Yeah, David, you're right. Yeah, eventually we'll get past our dirty technology. It's, just one step at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, we could talk about that the second most selling electric vehicle in the United States is an e-bike. Specifically electrics.
Yeah, you said they're folding bike?
They're folding bike.
I don't doubt that. I mean, I see those things all the time. And I see their knockoffs too. And I mean, yeah.
So technically it's the third most selling, but the first two are both Teslas. So there's the two Tesla models, and then electric is the third most selling electric.
Is it by unit then?
I mean, I just saw the headline.
Was that a study put out by electric? Was that put out by electric?
Yeah, electric.
I'm gonna start doing that. Did you know that JohnnyNerdOut sells more electric bike kits than Office Max sells number 2 pencils?
Breaking news: Shane can bench 320. Is that a good number to bench?
Hey guys, just in the Shane. You know him as the guy that can bench 320.
Benches 320.
He also knows e-bikes.
Yeah. I don't know what a good weight to bench is. Maybe 200? I can do 200.
I don't know. I think you're supposed to be able to bench your weight. I think that's like a good thing. Yeah. So if you're like what, 320? So you should be able to bench 320.
I gotta lose a couple pounds then.
Yeah.
320 is a monster bench. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't
I
like to brag, but
I am 320.
Oh, we got somebody that's pissed off. David Hunter, New York City. What's making him upset is politicians passes green legislation, but then levies tariffs on e-bikes. Green is a color of money.
Ooh, hot take.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, that sounds fine though.
Yeah, I think good.
Good opinion.
Let's see. Lithium solid state battery. I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I'm still waiting for that too. A very small form factor is going to get us 150 plus miles for sure. And that's, 150 plus miles on e-bikes, easy. That would be, we're talking 150 plus miles on e-bikes probably. But and I am getting the potted batteries, the potted Super Sharks. Those are on order. So those will be an option soon too, but they're going to weigh a little bit more than the standard one. So we'll see how they sell. I'm not 100% sure. I always like trying new products. Sometimes they sell, sometimes they don't, but I think I'm interested in that one. I'm curious to see how that one's going to go. Benji can bench an e-bike, so that's cool.
How much? What's like the average weight of a?
I'd say 45, 50 pounds, but like an e-bike.
Yeah,
like a custom conversion. If you're buying like electric or something, it's probably like 80 to 90.
So I could bench like 6 e-bikes.
We should do that next week. We should keep adding an e-bike onto it, and then keep having you go.
Like on each side of the bars, like.
Oh no, I was just thinking like you're holding onto like the seat tube and like the fork. No. And then just doing that, and I throw another bike on, and then you keep trying. And the pedal keeps on like hitting you in the face each time.
Yeah.
Like keep going, and each time you get more grease.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You guys gotta start saying your names. Hey, thanks for calling. This is Johnny Nerdout.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey. Name's Michael. Whoa.
Hey, Michael.
What's going on?
Sorry. First time caller, long time listener. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
So I'm kind of new at this, so probably a dumb question, but so I'm looking at the laws, and they're saying like below 70, that's 750 watt, or I believe it is 750 watt motors. So do I get a motor that's like below that, or is that
750 watt is considered street legal generally. So if you get a 750 watt motor, you're generally considered fine. That's what like the nominal rating. So BBS02, DM02, Tongshang, CYC Photon, as long as you don't, unlock them or hack them, those are all pretty much in all 50 states that's considered legal.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's like, when you start going with the CYC Stealth, the BBS HD, you unlock the Photon or the X1 Pro or the DMO1. That's where it's like, you might be, in most states it's considered illegal, but I would say for the most part it's how you're driving it. Are you riding it recklessly? Are you riding it responsibly? I mean, people can ride a 500 watt motor irresponsibly and get in way more trouble than, a responsible person riding an X1 Pro.
That's when we see those headlines. Yeah. E-bike, guy on e-bike.
Teenager on e-bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I mention where I'm at?
Yeah.
Oh, Arizona, yeah.
So I think you're 750 watt.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's Oregon, and I want to say like New Jersey or something. I think is 1,000.
I'm waiting for the day that I'm gonna see like a police officer like that has somebody on an e-bike.
He's got like a little radar gun.
The bike trail.
Yeah, could. I want to see him with like his little like 2 prongs. Like he's got like his he's got his amp meter ready. He's going up there and checking how many amps are going through. That'd be cool. So 750 watt for you if you want to be street legal, or if you don't care, go do whatever you want.
Oh, well, thank you. This really helps. It really bogged down some tears.
Cool, man. All right, well, hey, thanks for calling in. Yeah, take it easy, man.
You too. Later.
So whatever looks normal, exactly. David Parker's got it. Like, just ride normal, and then ride like a crazy man. The sirens will sing. Mm-hmm. Sounds like an old folk song.
Old man on the internet.
Like an old folk song title. No. Let's see. How much time are we got? Oh, we got like 1 more minute. All right, let's see.
We started like a minute late, so
that's true. We got.
We can start wrapping it up.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there's anything else we wanted to touch base on. Trying to think. Oh, so I don't know if we talked about this last week, but 2.7 motors, the M15 and the T154 are not compatible with 52 volt batteries. We found out. Did we talk about that?
2.7 motor.
2.7 motors.
M15.
Mm-hmm. And the T154.
Oh, the displays.
The displays. So if you're running 52 volts, those displays are not compatible with it. We found out. Super annoying. I don't know why they released it or why they made it, but you can only run 48 volt with that. So if you're not sure, go with the T24. That's going to be the display that's just kind of future proof. It's been kind of a headache trying to warranty stuff out for that. Been getting a lot of people with the M15 that have been running 52 volts and like, hey, what's going on? It's like not working. So cool. Yeah, what Luke Walker said, if you guys had fun, if you guys got any value out of this, go ahead and hit the like button. Let us know if you want us to keep doing it. We have fun doing this. It's always fun to chat with you guys and just staying in the loop. You guys keep us in the loop. We keep you in the loop. And share some love. If you guys have further questions, if you're first time doing this and you're not really sure what to do with your next e-bike, go to JohnnyNerdOut.com, go to book a consultation, talk with either Shane or I, and we'll help you get through it and hopefully save you a bunch of money. And if you want to support the shop, go to JohnnyNerdOut.com, get all your supplies, parts, components, help, anything you need. We want to be the one-stop shop. So, all right.
Don't be this guy.